Hola, ¿qué pasó? Welcome to Gym Crashers. My name is Joey the Bull Santana Hinojosa with Adam Woods and Dondo. ¿Qué pasó, Fer? ¿Qué pasó? Mucho buena go.
Muy bien. Score.
Who scored?
Cruz Azul.
That was pretty good, huh?
That was definitely something. Univision, hire this guy. He speaks plenty of Spanish.
That's right. Dr. Pep, Mr. Pip.
Mr. Pim?
It's Univision.
Univision.
Not Televisa.
Well, whatever,
Yeah, that's a soccer channel.
Right?
Come on. We're,
Happy,
am I the happy?
happy week after Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
I'm so
Good to
full.
have everybody here. The rain is coming once again.
Wait, Joe, you know you're not.
Dude, I had a Thanksgiving Wednesday employee day
You ate an employee?
on Wednesday. And then I had also Thanksgiving
he
with
said.
both
I had a
parents.
Thanksgiving
My
employee.
parent, my mom in the day, and the in-laws that night. Then had Friday leftovers. Saturday just gave it hell again. Now Sunday I'm trying to recuperate, and I'm still fucking constipated.
You're a mama's boy. You spend a lot of
And the
time with your
t-shirts
mom.
are too tight too, Billy.
It's not too tight. He
What are
looks
we
handsome.
talking about?
That's a handsome
the
shirt.
Lex Luger promo, bud.
Oh,
Anyway, yeah. Holy crap. How are you guys?
I'm wonderful. I'm here. I'm alive, breathing.
That's well, I mean, I want to definitely give a huge shout out to our previous guest last week, Carlos Ramirez, OG.
I feel like we still owe him another show. Carlos Ramirez is one of those guys that is so talented, so loved in the community that anytime we interrupt, we're missing a piece of Carlos. So we got to do that again. Because we are the great interrupters. That's what we do.
There you go.
That's the name of this podcast, The Great Interrupters.
There you go. But yeah, man, back in the I guess the proverbial saddle again, and proverbial, yeah, because I mean,
who's a pervert?
Controversial.
no, I don't want to mention saddle anything with you guys around. I'm just saying,
Does that mean you want to
might
ride something?
get ideas, but
Usually when you saddle something up, you're going to ride something.
oh jeez,
If you want to
Anyway.
ride the white pony.
no, I'm good. Thank you, Genuine.
Thank you,
But
Freddie
anyway,
Mercury.
Well, I got a mustache you can ride too. Look at that mustache ride.
That's a
What are you,
Federico
Joey
Mercury.
Ryan now? What the hell? My gosh. But anywho, we've got some pretty cool like fight news coming up. Obviously,
Ton of news, right?
yeah, we got like
We're
tons
bursting
of
at the
news.
seams.
So obviously, I mean, we can start off with the biggest news this week. I mean, Eve Totally Tuesday, but none other than the major domo of Proper 12, one Conor McGregor,
Unbelievable.
is stepping back into the UFC octagon early next year against Donald Cowboy Cerrone. A dream match for a lot of people. And I think
excited.
This is, I mean, stylistically, this is a really great matchup for both of them.
I think so.
So
I think it's a great opportunity for Cowboy to lay him out. I would love to see that. I love Cowboy. What do you think, Joe? Joe, you ever there reading your freaking phone? Tell your wife you'll be home in an
I'm
hour.
sorry. I'm just posting our show. We started early today, so I'm letting people know we're on.
Oh, that's true. We are on.
Now you're talking about Cowboy, right? I love
Yeah, Cowboy.
Cowboy. You know, I've been a big fan of Cowboy ever since the whole Tap Out show many moons ago when he got the hat from
Big
Mask.
Mask,
and
yeah.
that's why I became a big fan of that kid. I remember when he was just a young, like kid.
Yeah.
Now he's just a grown man, owns property, and still sports that hat,
Owns a ranch.
and it's awesome.
BMF.
Root for that guy.
Absolutely.
And apparently that,
I mean,
that
I was
belt
where-
is named after that. BMF.
I mean, I was worried about the last fight when he accidentally blew his nose and then it kind of blew up his eye after
Oh
that.
my
That was
God.
a big mistake.
That-
Big
Oh my
rookie
God.
mistake.
What is that called when that happens? Blood vessel?
Blood vessel
Broken
puppy?
orbital?
Oh, jeez.
What did he say?
Uh-oh. You want to repeat that?
I didn't know. It's something about being blown, but you know.
The Garden Grove? We're howling at the Garden Grove. Hell yes. But no, so I mean this is I guess there's more questions than answers.
A dream
Obviously,
fight.
We know who and what Donald Cowboy Cerrone is.
Yes.
You alluded to the bad motherfucker ranch that he has out in somewhere in the boonies of New Mexico. One person that is actively training there is one Daniel D-Rod Rodriguez, a Combate Americas veteran.
D-Rod.
What is it? Dana White's Contender Series
right.
winner, but
Winner.
Dana White took a pass, and that's one of the reasons why I don't like that show.
Yeah.
But anyway, Dan Rodriguez, it was just announced via his Instagram that he is fighting for the next Smash Global show in
Week
Hollywood.
and a half from now.
Huh?
It's December 14th. Is that right?
That's yeah. So about a week or two.
I hope we
something
can
like that.
sneak into this event,
Huh?
this Smash Global event. I hope we're sneaking in. I'm known to
I
creep
don't
into a
think
back door or
You
two.
don't know that doesn't happen. But shout out to Steve Orozco.
Who
and the
says it
rest.
doesn't? I actually asked Steve Roscoe for tickets or for press admission. So
Okay,
hopefully we go.
there we go. We'll see.
Harvey
yeah.
Cass said maybe yeah.
Huh?
Harvey. So I got to reach out to him. So we got people out there. Harvey, shout out to you, brother. You're a homie.
Yeah, big homie. But yeah,
Yes,
so,
he's cool. He
Yeah,
does
no.
epic.
I mean, he's an amazing
Amazing
person.
fellow.
He's an amazing person. Yeah,
Along
I
with
love that
Heather,
guy.
those are the only two, and David. They're the only matchmakers out there. I was
David
told.
who?
David Dankin.
Yeah, Dave Denkin. Dave Denkin does a lot of shit.
David.
Yeah, absolutely. So, no, I mean, obviously, we're back in the saddle for Cowboy. On the Conor McGregor deal, obviously, we haven't seen him since his loss to Habib, right?
Habib.
Yeah, in the
Is there a ch in there or just a ha?
I think it's Habib. Yeah, because I said Khabib, and somebody corrected me and said Habib, right? So
I think his
I'm
dad
going-
calls him Habib, but the rest of the known globe calls him Khabib.
I want to know what the bear calls him.
I'd rather say
I
kebab.
call-
The bear calls him Daddy.
I call Robert Kebab.
Kebab.
'Cause
I
he's
mean,
always bobbing.
That's definitely fitting. My goodness. But yeah. So
Someone's here.
what do you think? What do you think is going to?
There he is.
I mean, what Conor McGregor are we going to see? You know, come the next time he.
Well, it's been he's got some cage rust, right? It's been a while.
But I mean, much like in the instance of George St. Pierre, apparently he has always been training, right? He never stopped. That's
I don't know. I don't know that you can tell me that Conor McGregor can come back and you just blew the boss out of the room.
I have no idea.
And John Tello just exited and said
I think it was his breath.
someone bombed him, but you can't tell me that Connor's coming back. Hey, Blake, normally it is me, but
Did you
not
brush your
today.
teeth?
Today we have a guest here that aerated the room for you.
Oh, one hubbub, right on.
But no. Okay, so okay, you're telling me $100 million creates Proper 12, becomes, gosh, a billionaire here in the process, and he's still focused on winning. There's other wins out there. He's already won the game.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're talking about the game of life, I mean, he's
Right?
at far end of that bloody.
He set the
scoreboard
bar
here.
so high. I don't even know how you attain that.
I mean, I mean, Snoop Dogg is trying to reach out for that motherfucker, and
Snoop Dogg
so-
ain't a billionaire, is he?
No,
Talking about
Conor
high.
McGregor?
high. And
Oh, getting
jeez,
high?
It's
It's
okay.
okay. It's Joey got it.
I got it.
Yes, 10 points.
I'm high right now.
He's reading
There-
his phone.
There you go.
He works
There
at a
you go.
marijuana shop. He's always high.
No, Dog. No, I don't.
Dog high.
He's his
right
own
on.
best customer.
Oh shit! Hey, you know what? I guess that's one way to reciprocate all of the value.
Can't go
and
broke.
shit.
I'm my best customer.
Hey, that should be better than IcoPro.
Good
though,
thing you
so
don't own a
there's
taco
that.
shop.
Yeah, man. So I mean, obviously, you say cage rust, Joey. What are your thoughts on Conor stepping back into the octagon?
You know what? I just don't. Unless he's fighting some little pud, I give him that. But if he's fighting someone with a big name, he's gonna get his ass beat.
Here's the thing: Eddie Alvarez.
Eddie.
That was a bad motherfucker. Jose Aldo, unbeaten for 12 years?
Yeah, arguably the worst kicks you could ever receive in life come from Jose Aldo. Look
Yes,
at-
absolutely.
Sends Uriah Faber to the hospital with blood clots.
Yeah, absolutely. And then fucking Conor McGregor starches both of them, you know? And it didn't even look like they were,
Starched.
yeah.
I love that term.
Yeah, and didn't even look
Starched.
like they were in the same fucking sport. It was amazing. And again,
Early in the game too, wasn't
yeah,
it? Just
yeah, in the instance of Aldo's, it was a matter of seconds, right? You know, like,
But wasn't Aldo already like over his prime when they did?
fuck
fight?
no.
what does that
I
mean?
don't know.
What does that mean?
I'm just asking. I mean,
No, I mean, Jose Aldo.
In Brazil years? Is that what you're asking?
yes.
Well, I mean, one could argue that he at the time, right? And context is everything.
Context.
At the time, in terms of challenging Anderson Silva's record for most title defenses, it was Jose Aldo and Demetrius Johnson, aka Mighty Mouse,
Yes.
that were in the running, and they were kind of fucking neck and neck.
That was a
I mean,
pivotal time.
pivotal time, and then Conor McGregor takes Jose Aldo out of it. You know, and literally, I mean, not just takes Jose Aldo out of it, but
Ruined him.
Jose Aldo is meticulous, almost like a fucking, what is it? Like a guy who carves up Kobe beef, right? One of those chefs, like fucking meticulous people, right? In terms of his fighting style, and Conor McGregor gets in his head through this world tour
That's
that
what I
they
wanted
had,
to hear.
right?
That's what I wanted to
And
hear.
literally, he comes charging like a fucking, because he's watching, like a raging bull. Shout out to Daniel Arpajon.
Arpajona.
And bam, that's it. Lights out Aldo.
I think you nailed it. He got into his head. Conor is known for the rhetoric. He got into his head, and it changed the way that Jose Aldo entered the cage.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And it has changed the way he has approached the game since.
Absolutely. And, I mean, almost like, I mean, since we were mentioning Silva, right? Silva was never the same after he broke his leg,
Yeah, I was
right?
about to say the same thing, too.
Right?
Yeah.
So with that being said, Aldo, something changed in Aldo.
Yeah.
You know? And it almost, I mean, we never saw Aldo the way that he was again after that Conor McGregor loss. And, I mean, there's a heart-wrenching video of Jose Aldo in the locker room after, and I mean, he is sobbing uncontrollably for like minutes on end.
Yeah.
You know, just pure and raw emotion. And I mean, if Conor McGregor can do that,
There's a Brazilian film about his coming up, Jose Aldo, in the the favelas in Brazil,
Absolutely.
and how he became a champion. So to kind of finish at that point with Conor, it's I would have been in tears as well.
absolutely. And then again, you know, Eddie Alvarez for his weight division, the whole time he was with, I mean, he essentially built him in, there's a couple guys.
Gilbert
but they-
Melendez.
that, I mean, are the cornerstones of Bellator MMA, right? God, I can't remember the dude's name.
I'm trying to think like you. I can't get
Yeah,
it.
the epic.
guy.
It was a trilogy. Him and it's not Joe Warren, but Joe Warren is one of those cornerstones, right? Damn, Michael Chandler. That's it.
That's right.
Yeah, Eddie Alvarez and Michael Chandler essentially built Bellator, right? Over their
Those are
trilogy.
the original epic battles that built the brand.
Absolutely. So with that being said, a lot of people thought, and rightfully so, that Eddie Alvarez was the best. I can't even remember the division. I want to say it's featherweight, right? Featherweight, not signed to the UFC, right? And he comes in, and I mean, he had a tough go, you know, this first fight, but he ends up winning that division's UFC championship, right? The Underground King. And here in Madison Square Garden, literally the first card that UFC puts together in Madison Square Garden after the decade-long ban on MMA.
At least that long.
He
since
fucking
the inception
knocks
of it.
out Eddie Alvarez in the middle of the octagon in Madison Square Garden. You can't do that. So anybody that says that Conor McGregor is a slouch,
I'm not saying this is.
no,
I mean,
no, I'm not.
I don't
and I'm
think
not
you
even
can
saying
get-
There are people that think that he's just cannon fodder, and I that's where I'm all like, that would be downgrading Aldo. That would be downgrading Alvarez. So we can't see that. But again, $100 million, and one would even argue that he's made more than that since the Floyd fight because of Proper 12.
I've heard that he's pushing the billionaire.
Right.
Status.
I mean, how long has Jameson been around, right? Hundreds, if not, I'm not going to say thousands.
Hundreds
but
of years.
Hundreds of years, right? The premier Irish whiskey and Proper 12 neck and neck, right?
Now we have
That's
Blackened
crazy.
Metallica bourbon.
that's what I want to try. I heard it's very
Blackened.
expensive.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's
Oh,
actually
really?
brilliant.
You tried
Yeah.
it? Wow.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not like the Hulk Hogan Pastinator or whatever, you know.
But back to you talking about like fighters that get defeated and not make their comeback. I mean, it proves a fact. I mean, you had Ronda Rousey, great fighter, but once she tastes defeat, she was never the same. Same with Tito Ortiz. He was the greatest ground and pound fighter. Once he tastes
Joanna
defeat,
Jędrzejczyk
and everybody,
Ooh.
you know, it
loved
happens.
her. She was a sniper.
Yeah, absolutely.
And somebody
Laser
busted
precision.
her freaking rifle.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's I think the real question, obviously Conor McGregor is a draw. Nobody
Oh yeah.
on this panel or other shows can
Have we
attest to
had
that.
a star since?
No, I don't think so.
Right?
I don't think so. And guess what? MMA, I want to say it's MMAfighting.com, their YouTube channel actually put out something yesterday in terms of the metrics in which, or it could have even been Luke Thomas, but again, the metrics in which to measure a star is taken away.
Yeah.
And a lot of the major deal, Dana White has pretty much said, hey, this person is a draw. This person is a draw. They're a megastar, right?
Sure. We know already.
Right, but the thing about it, the metric of that has been taken away via the ESPN deal because there are no pay-per-view draws. As a fighter, you no longer earn, as a headliner, pay-per-view points in terms of your payout after the fight because everything gets funneled up through ESPN and the app and what have you. So Conor's literally walking into a whole new world than the one he left, Madison Square Garden, after that whole kerfluffle with Khabib. So so it's going to be interesting to see what Conor McGregor shows up come fight night in January.
I think that's what we're all tuning in for. And with the opportunity for the possibility for Donald Cowboy Cerrone to take him out because I love the man. That's one of my favorite fighters.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of people, I mean, arguably we're seeing two fan favorites, kind of showdown in OK Corral, if I can coin a term, right? So
what are the odds in Vegas now? That's what we got to look at.
I mean, I don't even... To me, I think Madison Square Garden. What cool narrative does that point to when, the site of Conor McGregor's last loss, and if he could defeat a legitimate guy like Cowboy, right?
Yeah.
And, call it a day,
I thought he would already done that, but you're absolutely right. Why not prove it one more time?
Why not, right? But, aside from that whole, what is it? Not broken orbital, but the blood vessel deal. We're out of his last, I think, 3 or 4 outings, we've seen the best Donald Cowboy Cerrone, where he's, he's at the right age with the right amount of experience and what have you, like Joey alluded to. He is that guy who, I found him much like Joey did on the old Tap Out show on Versus, before
we all watched him grow up.
WEC, right? And
WEC.
yeah, and
he's still coming up in those days, though. He hadn't fully developed because we were looking at the guys like Benson Henderson and Anthony Pettis.
Yeah, absolutely.
Running that
that was definitely WEC, but the lead-in to WEC was the Tap Out show where a punk-ass skyscraping mask would go around the country and try to sponsor fighters, and Cowboy Cerrone was one of them. And one of the most poignant ones, I guess one of the most poignant moments is Cowboy, a Muay Thai fighter at that time, kind of cutting up his shorts, his Muay Thai shorts, and kind of melding it with the Tap Out shorts and what have you. And it was just like a cool deal. And full circle, when Tap Out put out the documentary about Mass after he passed away, to see Cowboys, this superstar now come full circle and memorialize this friend who first believed in him. So, that's the stories that MMA is about for me.
And that's right here on the 73 freeway where Mass passed away. It's crazy.
Yeah, it was right up the street. I remember when it happened, and my boy Joker took it really hard to the point where he kind of just threw him off that right there, I think, ever since. And then I remember going to the actual services at the Crystal Cathedral, meeting everybody there, from all the people that you worshiped as MMA fighters to legends, old to new, and being there for the service was really nice. I got like a name tag and a CD and all that stuff there, but it was nice meeting some of the old fighters that I used to run into back in the day and say, hey, what's up, bro? Like, how you been?
They filmed here. They came to Delo Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Tap Out's been here for John Delo.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And they know Robert. They're friends of Robert's.
Oh, wow.
Wow. So, a lot of history between both fighters, both the Cowboy Cerrone and Conor McGregor. So, obviously, it goes without saying, we're all kind of tuning in and to see what's going to happen.
Well, we're excited. That brings the entrance of 2020 into focus.
Absolutely.
Right?
And, I mean, how do you? And it's 3. I mean, from what I understand, it's 3 title fights.
It is.
I think Usman and Covington,
And
right?
that is no doubt something that I want to see. Covington and Usman, oh my goodness.
Yeah, absolutely. And the
Salivating.
the trash talking that I don't think we've even seen the litany of trash talk that
No.
both men are capable of.
It's gonna be an ugly one.
I mean, I don't know if the UFC brass will allow it, but I mean, think about Jones and Cormier the first time that they got into a fight, during the press event and whatever, and Joe Silva takes a tumble, behind the stage and what have you. I think that we're going to see a little bit of that.
I think we'll see a lot of that.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
especially with the 3 headliners that they have. So it's going to be good.
so if you like entertainment in your MMA, this might be the fight for you. And then who else? I think it's a female.
It is. It's the Brazilian.
The Brazilian. Oh, Amanda Nunes.
Amanda
Holy crap.
Nunes, that's exactly what it
arguably
is.
the greatest.
Right?
No, not even arguably. She's done it.
is. She
She's
is.
the greatest combat sports a female athlete of all time. And she's fighting somebody. Oh, Jermaine Durandamy.
Durandamy.
Holy crap! The first UFC Women's Featherweight Championship, won it in
I
controversial
like how it all
fashion.
came into focus for us, all at the end.
Yeah, man. But yeah, so Jermaine Durandamy, the Iron Lady.
I think Durandamy's got her number. Mark my words on that one. Let's put it down. Put it down for Brown.
But okay. Again, context is everything. This is a person who also, won the title in controversial fashion over Holly Holm. Eye pokes aplenty. Eye pokes, so many eye pokes that John Jones would even be proud,
Call
right?
her Pocahontas.
Yeah, Pocahontas. There you
those
go.
pokes
Right?
haunt us.
Yeah, absolutely. They sure as hell. Haunt the hell out of Holly Holm, especially her coach, Mike Winklejohn, literally has one glass eye. So
Whoa.
there you go. We're
Damn.
tying things up, right? So she relinquished her title in the lead up to her fighting Chris Cyborg.
Oh, I didn't
right?
realize that.
Right? So here we go to the person who's the current both women's bantamweight UFC champion and featherweight featherweight UFC champion. And essentially what we've got here is the one who feared Cyborg in Durandamy and the one who knocked out Cyborg in Nunes.
That's
So
what I gotta see.
The stakes
I
are
like
high.
how you just posed that, but that is exactly right.
Yeah.
Using Cyborg as your measurement tool.
Absolutely. Which, again, if we're talking January fights, Cyborg and Julia Budd for the Bellator Women's Featherweight Championship
Julia
right down the road
Budd.
at the Forum.
Built the
Now,
house
now I know
that
we're
they
talking.
fight in.
Now I know we're talking about January, but we got some fights coming up this December. This is the whole Combate card right there.
Yeah,
For
so
this,
Joey...
We were talking about
Joey-
UFC, but okay, Joe.
I'm sorry. We got
It's
fights coming up
all
this weekend too.
Combate for
Y'all
Joe
talking about
today.
January? Talking about we got fights this
He brought it
weekend.
in on Telemundo.
Yeah, so...
Joe, you fart?
No, it's probably my breath.
So essentially what we have here this weekend is arguably the biggest card that, at least most notable card that Combate Americas has put together,
I love it.
right? We've got, I'll say Alberto Rodriguez or Alberto El Patron or Alberto Del Rio.
Del Rio.
The former what was it? El Hijo de Dos Caras. Yes, there it is. Yeah, El Hijo de Dos Caras, right?
Que buena.
Against the Huntington Beach bad boy, the People's Champ,
Do they call him
Tito
that?
Ortiz.
That's right. They do call him that.
So it's this one's a weird one, right? Because obviously I just saw there like Sports Nation. There's a litany of mainstream press outlets that are covering this fight. Some that won't even cover the UFC at times or Bellator, and they've got sit down face to face with Alberto and Tito.
But a quick question. I've seen the flyers and then poking around, and they're saying that Alberto Del Rio was the first Mexican wrestling WWE champion, but wasn't Eddie
Sanchez.
Eddie Sanchez.
No, Eddie Guerrero. My
Wasn't he,
goodness.
wasn't he Mexican himself? I mean, I'm just saying. Wasn't he the first actual, or Tito Santana? Wasn't he a champion before?
No. And so Tito Santana was only the Intercontinental champion. And yes, Eddie Guerrero did win.
But he didn't consider himself Mexican from Mexico. That's the whole issue, right? Because he was from
So-
Texas.
So it's I think it's a promoter deal, right?
Oh, okay, I'm
So,
about to say, I read that, I'm like, no way.
Obviously, it sounds a hell of a lot sexier. The first Mexican-born WWE champion and the first Mexican, UFC champion.
Whatever he calls
born.
himself.
They mean he was born south of the border.
That could be true.
That's
right?
what I'm thinking, yeah.
Alberto is born
Got
in
it.
Mexico.
Were you born south of the border, Joe? North of the border? Where were you?
I was born here in lovely good old Santana, California.
Oh, you were. So born, raised,
And Mercy Hospital off of Bristol Street.
This guy.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy in the
Lord
words
have
of
mercy.
Jesse Katsopoulos.
Hell hath no mercy.
But anywho, so here's the weird thing about this fight. So both men are putting their respective titles. Alberto's putting the WWE title on the line, and Tito is placing his UFC title on the line. Wouldn't it have been easier just to have them fight for a Combate title?
No shit.
Right? Because both of them are, obviously we don't live in a bubble, right? So we know the heavyweight champion of WWE, it's murky. We've got Bray Wyatt and whatever. And then you've got Stipe Miocic over here, the UFC heavyweight champion, and the light heavyweight champion is John motherfucking Jones, right? So
Unbeatable.
obviously these titles, they're commemorative, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it have been awesome if they fought for a commemorative Combate title? And again, all of the things that Combate Americas has tried to do to kind of bolster their roster, their visibility, right? Hiring Katie Del Castillo, a huge telenovela star.
Huge.
Right?
I like looking at her. She's fine.
And
she was the only one to interview Chapo. Come on.
yeah, she did a little bit more. But anyway.
Well, I want to know about that.
What are you talking about?
Tell us, Guapo, what
I
you
don't
do
want
to
to.
Chapo.
No, this is no. I'm
You
not
know
going to
what?
go down that.
I just noticed we all have the same chairs. Why are you sitting up so high, bro? You sit on your lap or your
He's
leg
on
or
a
something?
I'm
stick.
excited. Anyway,
I'm gonna say.
but
I'm gonna say.
I think he's got a poop.
anywho,
There's a
fucking
turtle
guys.
poking out.
but anyway, sometimes
This freaking butt plug he has to continue.
Why don't you find out for us?
Mucho caliente.
all right.
Muy
Anyway,
bien.
Un butt
so
plug.
wouldn't have been easier to have arguably the two biggest Combate heavyweights? And again, it's weird because Combate doesn't usually feature heavyweights, right?
Yeah.
So couldn't they essentially have the Combate heavyweight title being
Call it a
contested?
Legends belt. They're legends in the two respective sports.
Yes. Bellator does it,
Right?
right? Yeah, tournament champion, whatever. We just came off of the bad motherfucker belt. A title belt could be created.
That's
right?
pretty cool name for a belt.
And what better way
Bad
to
motherfucking belt.
bolster your resume to have the winner of this? Again, we've had guys like Daniel Rodriguez, the aforementioned Daniel Rodriguez, Froggy Estrada, Ghost Pepper Gonzalez, Heinrich Wasmer.
Love those guys.
Heck, we even have what is it? Dulce Garcia, the
Dulce.
former sexy star of Lucha Libre fame, fighting, right? And so Combate's had stars, right? But none to the magnitude of this. And this is nothing to dissuade all of the names that I mentioned. But again, crossover appeal, you've got the WWE. This is essentially what the CM Punk signing to the UFC was meant to do, to kind of cash in on both the WWE
What happened
and
to
UFC
that guy?
fans.
So for the people that don't do or watch wrestling, what happened to CM Punk?
He's on Fox. He's a contributor to Fox, their backstage show.
No more MMA, no more training,
No,
no more
well,
nothing.
he's still doing commentary for CFFC anytime they come around. And then, what else is he doing? He was in a movie. He was in a movie. Right? Yeah. So,
You
he's,
went to that premiere, didn't you?
yeah, I I did. That is true.
What was it called?
That is true. So, he's busy, but then he's, he's got
Red carpet
money.
over here,
I know this guy over here.
right?
But, anywho, back to
Extra,
Del Rio.
extra.
back to Del Rio and Ortiz, right? So, I don't know, man. So most people think it's gonna be like two rocks standing up against each other, right? I mean, think Kimbo Slice and Dada 5000, right? Or 3000.
jeez.
I'm bad with numbers, but anywho, I think it's gonna be better just because during the horrible thing that was Tito Ortiz, Chuck Liddell 3, I was there at weigh-ins. Physically, Tito never looked better,
Sure.
right? And never been in better spirits, right?
and he proved
so
it.
I do believe him when he says this is the best Tito Ortiz that you've seen, right? And Alberto Rodriguez, his given name, or Alberto El Patron or Alberto Del
El
Rio, right?
Patron.
He is literally, I mean, he's not a CM Punk caliber. He's
No.
actually higher, right?
Yeah, he's a real deal.
He's had fights. I think his
It's
record
important
is
to
6-4.
Combate that they bring someone in legit. You can't
Absolutely.
bring in a CM Punk.
And I mean, this is a really cool thing for Alberto, who has pretty much been with Combate almost since day one, right? So this is a nice little feather in both men's caps. Alberto is training with none other than Bellator light heavyweight and heavyweight champion Ryan Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
Yeah, so I mean, arguably this is the best version of Alberto that we can see, but they are both men in their mid-40s. So,
As am I.
yeah, I mean,
What are you saying about that?
and he's at his athletic peak, and I'm sure these other
that was 20
other
years
folks-
ago, son.
okay.
I still look good.
Yeah, you're full of testosterone. I can tell.
There you go. That's why we call him the Bull.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
Can't even keep his attention. He's falling asleep over there.
I'm not following. What are you talking about? I'm reading everybody's comments on the phone.
Oh, okay.
he's
Okay.
commenting.
Why don't
on
you
the
tell
phone.
us what they're saying out there before we continue with Tito and Del
Oh.
Rio?
He can't read Spanish.
I can't read Spanish.
Well, sound it
Ten
out
points.
phonetically.
Well, we got
Talk
okay.
to
Well,
that.
people that are watching, we got Mindy Hinojosa, we
Hey,
got
shout out to Mindy.
Daniel Haperhon, we got
Arpajon.
Arturo
That's the bull, man. the Raging Bull.
Ramos Jr. watching.
Arturo Ramos
We also
Jr. 's
got a
homie.
company called Wrestling California.
All right.
They're actually
Oh,
watching
yes.
us right now.
Those are
So
Adam's people.
Yeah, no. He comes to a bunch of shows. Shout out to Wrestling California and follow them on Instagram. I'm just saying.
Check them.
and we got Luis Tap Out Tapia. He's one of our local OCCW stars, man. He's the guy's
Luis.
he's a legend. That guy's freaking awesome. Love Luis Tapia. Tap Out Tapia.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right.
Anytime Luis Tapia has a mention in the show, we're doing that because that's what he makes people do. But I guess we can get into.
No, I like to talk. I mean, we're not. Are we done with Combate? What
No,
else
no.
is going
So,
on over
okay,
there?
so with
You
Combate,
tell me.
the card
Oh,
that we
shit.
have.
Carlito.
Let's see.
One name that I saw
Coolito.
is one Richard El Gallero
Look at this guy.
Palacios, right?
Yep.
And he was one of the cornerstones of Combate, right along with Ghost Pepper and Froggy
Froggy.
Estrada. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
love Ghost Peppers.
So I mean, we've got him. Let's see, where is he? Oh, he's on the prelims, right? He's Ricky Palacios.
Where's
is on
this
the
fight
prelims.
at? Is this in Mexico?
No. This is in Texas. This is in Texas.
Texas is the other Mexico. Where's it at in Texas?
Right down the road is the other Mexico.
in-
If you want to
Let's
It's
see.
in
be
Texaco.
technical, right? But obviously, I mean, I'd be remiss not to tell people where to find this. You can download the FITE Fight app, and you can purchase this for the price of $29.99. So
Not
there's
bad.
that.
That's not a bad deal.
Yeah. So
That's a great night home with the kids.
But so in terms of the prelims, we've got I can't believe he's on the undercard, but Ricky Palacios against Jose Ceja, and it looks like they've got a lot of Texas-based fighters, Texas-Arizona-based fighters. So there's that. Making her way into the main card is one Dulce Garcia, formerly Sexy Star. Now we just saw at the last Combate America show,
Here in
we
LA?
actually saw a pro wrestler, current pro wrestler, Thunder Rosa. She made her MMA debut in a, I don't want to say losing effort, but I mean it was a unanimous decision going the other way. So Sexy Star, who's been on La Jaula before,
La Jaula.
has made it onto the main
at
card
that.
of the Alberto Tito Ortiz.
La Jaula.
Oh
The way
my!
that he said that is very creepy.
No, those
But
are
shout
our
out to
homies.
the-
Rick Hollywood.
Yeah, shout out to the La Jaula boys. How
I
about
thought that was the Texas Longhorns. Ronnie James Dio. I don't know. You tell me.
Wow.
I got nothing. I got nothing.
Thank you, Rick Hollywood.
But yeah, but shout out to Rick Hollywood and Mike Rose and Tony Padilla,
Is,
T-Bone
is
Steaks,
that
because
is La Jaula Boys all those guys? Tell me about La Jaula Boys.
the Jaula boys I'm sure it is.
Right?
Anybody that is in this, we're talking like Candyman and
Oh,
I
Candyman's a
don't,
homie.
you know, Rick Hollywood, you might have to like correct me on
Rick
that.
Hollywood, come do the show and inform us what the La Jaula Boys are doing, because we want to know.
Who wants to know?
I want to know. I'm
Yeah,
curious.
I do too.
I got to keep
So-
Joey awake, so Greeny
Yeah.
did
Oh, I am a what the hell? I am a wig.
Okay,
What
just
are you
making sure,
talking
buddy.
about?
Making sure.
My eyes are open. Look. This is where I look. I smile with my eyes closed.
Hey,
The way he did his face like that, he reminded me of the lead singer of Creed. On
Creed.
coke.
Creed.
I'm just saying, can you take me higher?
We should
But
get
anyway-
votes on what Joe actually looks like with the stash, because there's a lot of different looks that he carries. He would be Juan Jeremy,
Juan Jeremy.
Juan.
Jeremy.
right? And Federico Mercury.
Federico Mercury. I like that. That's cool.
What else? Give me another one. Who's got the
Somebody
stash?
said it looked like the guy on the pizza box. Look at the,
Super Mario?
no, like the
Super
guy.
Mario.
Super Mario?
No, the guy on the pizza box. Like,
Luigi.
none of those fuckers.
Oh,
I'm talking about the
I'm
actual.
seeing
Little
Kevin
Caesar.
James. I see Kevin James here.
Domino.
One of those- I think the zookeeper had the stash.
Domino.
Domino. Which
Pizza
one?
Hut.
I'll give you Pizza Hut. Bend over.
What does
Put
that
it in the
have to
oven.
do? He's gonna deliver it. What's that?
I'll different living my pepperoni in that stink ass oven.
I think that's wrestle talk. So I'm
Okay.
gonna leave it to you two.
In other news,
Moving on.
we have the wait. Actually, Combate. You guys have any?
Combate.
No,
thoughts on it?
I'm straight, brother. You answered pretty much everything I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Melissa Martinez and Desiree Yanez, that looks like a pretty good fight, and that's the semi-main event. So Texas Combate is coming for you.
No. Are you saying is it worth, besides the main card, is it really gonna be worth paying that money to watch this whole situation? Or should,
If you speak Spanish.
or should we wait until it becomes illegal where you can just watch it on somebody's stream on Facebook live stream or something like that?
Here's the thing.
The way Joey does
Anytime there's a fighter, amateur or pro, somebody that dedicates their life and takes time out of their life, out of their family life, especially around the holidays, to cut weight, to train, and what have you,
entertain.
it is absolutely worth every bit that they're paying for. Now,
No, I get what you're saying, but to some guy that doesn't know what these guys put themselves through,
no
like a
better
plain,
way to learn.
you know,
absolutely.
you
So
have
I
to
mean,
school that audience to let them know it's worth
I just,
watching.
I just hope that at that price point, so we're talking. Let's just talk about the UFC, right? So UFC, you have to do the $4.99 for ESPN Plus, then another $60 to $80 to get your pay-per-view, right? The big pay-per-view, so one a month, right?
It's a lot of money.
On the same Fight TV app, the NWA, which is kind of tearing it up right now with NWA Power, they have their pay-per-view Into the Fire at the same price point. But if you order before December 7th, you get it for $20. Also, you've got Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. Those are going for $20 a pop. So, again, you're going to have to quantify the value. But like I said,
We need to get on pay-per-view.
shout out to Colin Crandall in the MMA Power Hour because
right.
those guys are on Fight. So every Wednesday, him and Dr. Adam Rorda. So that's a thing on Fight, and I love Fight because you get to see pretty much everything. You like pro wrestling, you got it. You like MMA, you like Russian shit, like fucking punching each other while arm wrestling. Fight's fucking got it for you.
Did you know there was a UFC Fight Pass with Sean Lerma and Our Life CBD in a commercial?
Oh shit!
What?
Just happened.
Wow.
UFC Fight Pass. He didn't even shave for the occasion.
Wow.
He left all that dust on his face
Whoa.
in true
Holy
Monterrey,
shit.
Mexico fashion.
Shout out to fucking Sean Lerma and Our
Right?
Life CBD. They're
That's
the people
right.
taking over, man. Which
It's a
And
hostile
a big
takeover
shout out
in
to,
Mexico.
So
Johnny Trevino.
Johnny Trevino,
he's
what's up?
watching.
Yeah,
must-
man. So
JT.
so I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it because I love watching everything. So
Now, we saw a young lady in Los Angeles at the Galen Center from Mexico, maybe from Mexicali, actually, or Calexico, right there, one side of the border or the other. And
Lucera La
that's it.
Loba Acosta.
La Loba.
Absolutely. Training down at Team United.
She's
down there in
incredible.
the San Diego
And
region.
J.R. Lausas,
Yes, absolutely. Scoobies. Shout out to you guys.
right?
my
Those
friends.
guys are incredible. They're right on the border there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mexicali people, they're good people.
Absolutely.
They run a tight camp, and they've got a future champ right there.
Yeah,
La
I mean,
Loba is something
she's
else.
on a bit of a win streak
Yep.
since the last time we saw her. So, fuck yeah, man.
There's
Fuck
some
yeah.
potential. We got to get down there and train with those guys.
Okay, or I can just go take a train and meet you guys there,
I like that.
and fuck
They might leave you there, though.
yeah, huh?
You never know.
Okay, that works. So, Team United, we coming for you, New. Never
We
mind.
coming for you, baby.
What did I say?
He almost made me say it.
What did you
Anyway.
say? What are you about to say?
What you gonna say?
Noogie. But anywho,
You're gonna go there with your new gi. I
yeah.
like that.
There we go.
King
Yeah.
Cage coming up. Anthony Renteria is a homeboy. Trains right here in this dojo that is beneath us and beside us at Delo Jiu-Jitsu. So Anthony Renteria will be fighting this Sunday at the Toyota Center. Is that what they call it now in Ontario?
It is the
Citizen Bank, right?
no. It used to be the Citizen Bank. Now it's like I don't want to say it's the Pepsi Center because that's in Albany.
Okay.
Uh,
Versus Alan Martinez.
Also, Alan Martinez is fighting.
Alan Martinez is... Oh, it's a homie of Sean's. He was down in Monterrey, Mexico. Alan Martinez. Where did he train out? Millennia?
No, he trains out of Sequence.
Oh, Sequence out there in Inland Empire.
It's out in the Empire.
Gotcha.
With, Johnny Munoz,
Oh,
his cousin.
Oh,
Munoz,
damn.
Kid Vembo, the champ.
He's a beast.
Right on. So Sean did travel with Mexican royalty.
there we go. Fuck yeah,
You know?
because
That's right.
Also, watch,
Who better?
Watch for Ian Butler.
Ian Butler.
Ian Butler right now is calling out Dylan Dennis, and Dylan Dennis is scared to sign a Bellator.
Where's Sean's microphone? Nobody can hear you
Mike,
talking.
no, he doesn't have a mic.
That's all right. That's all right.
Rob's on here.
That's all right.
But yeah, so
A lot of good
shout
stuff, Sean.
out-
Thank you.
and that's the thing. So a shout out to Carlos Ramirez who is doing a
OG.
fucking- No. This is a different one. For-
There's two Carlos Ramirez's in one world? How can
yes,
that be?
and he
How big is
basically
Mexico?
the matchmaker for
How big is Santa Ana?
he's the matchmaker for King of the Cage.
Yeah.
So
Carlito.
King of the Cage goes down. I think it's called Hard Drive. Is going down
Oh, that's a
this
new
Sunday
one. I haven't heard
in
of that
Ontario.
one. Hard Drive.
Hard Drive.
Right,
Yeah.
bro.
Sometimes
absolutely.
they recycle the names, but not that one. Hard Drive.
They might have,
I never
but
heard it.
yeah. But yeah, so King of the Cage.
Cattle
so that's
Drive.
Cattle Drive.
It's Grave
as long as it's not a cattle prod, I'm good, man.
Sunday,
This Sunday.
Anaheim Stadium.
Anaheim.
Rain or shine.
Reno. Who's
Monster
Reno?
Energy Drink brings
Monster Drive.
Monster Jam with Grave Digger and Son of a Digger.
Son of a digger.
That's if you look it up, it's the goddamn truth. I tripped one day when I was watching.
I didn't say it.
No, I
I
was watching
repeated
Fox.
it. I did not say
and
it.
no, there's
No,
no
shit.
And,
That's where you got it.
and it was watching the damn show, and then I kind of walked by.
Says
I
it
heard
with a straight
"son
face.
of a what?" I went back. I'm like, "Get the? Are you serious?" They call this truck "son of a digger." I'm like, "Wow, that's very that's pushing it."
I
a
want the
little bit.
T-shirt that says "Son of a digger."
Fuck. Yes.
No, look it up. It's a
I
truth.
do. I'll
It's,
wear it.
it's called "Son of a Digger," and I'm like, I can imagine some kid saying that out loud, and not maybe has a speech impediment and might say something wrong, and then they call a little fight. It's
If you
true.
say so, Joe.
It's true. Son
Keep
of
your
a digger.
diggers to yourself.
Jesus
I'll
Christ.
pull it up. Let me pull it
I
out.
mean, that's well. I mean,
Don't dig in.
we're pretty far from a fucking plantation.
Can
so
you
let's
dig
not
it?
go there.
Can you
folks.
dig it?
But anyway.
Hey.
Oh, another thing. My goodness. So hopefully this happens. Hopefully. But we'll see. Habib Nurmagomedov
Habib.
against one Tony El Kukui Ferguson.
There's
And,
a lot of talk about this.
Yes. So obviously, what is it? This is the 5th time that they've tried to schedule this fight, and something injuries
never
and
align.
it's just like somebody's got some hoodoo on this damn thing.
We got some news here for you.
Just pull
There
it
you
like
go.
a
Pull it up.
portrait.
Pull it up. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. So obviously
Is that what you wanted me to
that
do?
is getting booked for April. It looks like Brooklyn's Barclays Center. Hopefully, we're gonna have
I'm buying
the
that for Adam for Christmas.
lightweight championship title fight.
Sorry. Did you hear what he said?
I said
I
I'm gonna
was
buy
just
you.
trying to tell you that's the name of the truck.
I wasn't disputing you.
I just want to make sure that, hey,
because
That looks
you
very.
said Fox and a son of a that, and I
It
was
looks
like,
very
of
Fijian.
course.
Sonuva.
Sunuva.
Are you from the island of Sanuva?
That does not look Fijian one iota.
Are you from Sanuva?
Suva maybe.
See, Sanuva from Suva.
Am I what I do if I work? I am a digger.
Go figure. I'm a digger. This guy gonna shit himself.
He said it.
So
Go figure.
anywho, so what do you think about El Kukui and Habib?
What's not to say? This is going to be a battle, an epic battle, right?
Should it go down? And now
It needs to go down. Somebody needs to save the UFC.
here, well, I mean, we've got Connor and Donald Cerrone in January, right? So it looks like we're gonna be okay,
Okay,
right?
well said.
But yeah, so holy crap.
As your
Do
fingers
you
to
think
your
this?
phone.
Do you think this fight actually happens? Because I've actually
It
got a
hasn't ever
statement from the former interim lightweight champion Tony Ferguson, and he says anybody that detracts and says this fight is not going to happen, that the fight is cursed. He said you guys can go watch Bellator. No problem, Tony, because I'm fucking watching Bellator anyway.
That's right.
But I'm watching UFC.
The
I'm
fight
watching
is
Combate.
cursed, by the way. It has not happened in 4 different times.
Yeah, and this
This
would be the
being the
fifth.
5th.
Yeah, and
So let me tell you, maybe there'll be a 6th. I don't know.
I hope not.
Attempt, that
I
is.
hope not, because if this doesn't happen,
How many times do you talk about it?
exactly.
How many times did we talk about Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather
Absolutely. You know,
until it just wasn't the right fight anymore?
right? And then I guess going back to this Combate card, right?
Combate.
So you guys know that Tito Ortiz, for the last year, if not 2 years, has been the manager of one Chris Cyborg, right?
I did realize that, but I thought she jumped ship on him, no?
Actually, he parted ways with her.
Okay.
And he cites the fact that that whole weirdness about her releasing the video saying that Dana White had said some stuff that was derogatory against her. So that was enough for Tito to kind of
Distance.
You don't
himself.
think it
Renee-
was because now he's a Trump supporter and he's like, get them all out of here.
Speaking of the gravedigger over here.
I'm
Wall
just saying,
builder.
he sports it. I have nothing against it. It's just his right to believe he wants to believe in, but, you know.
That's because you're on this side of the wall.
I'm just saying.
Anywho, I mean,
Red hat all day.
It became a political show. Just
No,
for
I'm not
Joey the
saying,
Bull.
I'm just saying he's not, I'm not saying that.
no,
What are
I
you
mean
saying?
his views and whatever predate Cyborg even. I mean, fighting in Strikeforce in North America. Like Tito has always been Tito, you know, for better or for worse. Nice. I mean, nice guy. I mean, I was lucky enough to cut a promo with him, and
No, I had nothing
Yeah.
against him. He's a really good
Yeah.
guy. I just figured that maybe
We saw him at Combate.
yeah,
the game
He's a
was
absolutely.
really great guy.
I mean,
He's
he
running things.
yeah.
I have nothing against him. I mean, I
And
voted for Trump. So.
And I actually saw it was, I think, on one of the Fox News shows. I want to say it's like Brian Kilmeade or what have you, but
Kill meat.
Campbell McLaren,
That's what I do every night.
Campbell McLaren,
Get put in a chokehold.
Campbell McLaren is a gentleman. I love that dude.
he and Tito went on the Fox News show and basically promoted this fight. So this fight is getting way more promotion than I can ever remember any singular Combate Americas card having. You know,
That's true.
Yeah. So.
That's true. Well, it is growing. It's probably the biggest fight card in Mexico right now that I know of. Combate. They're watching. I'd say that they are geared towards the Latin American customer.
Oh, I said the fight card. I was like, but also,
I know it's in Texaco, but in Mexico they're watching.
Texaco.
okay, yeah, no, because I was like the biggest fight card I would think would be
Ruiz.
that didn't happen in Mexico.
No, but he's
No, but
Mexican.
that
He's
fight's
a
happening the
fight
same night. That
He's still
fight's happening the
he's
same
still
night
a
as this
Mexican.
combate.
When a Mexican's
Yes.
fighting at that
So
level,
between the
everyone's
boxing and
watching.
MMA event, who's going to watch the? I think a lot of people are going to draw in to watch that boxing fight.
Andy
than the MMA. I'm
Ruiz is
kinda
going to
worried.
dominate the entire country of Mexico on TV.
Yeah, he is.
on that night.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Right?
It's just the way it's going to go.
That's what's going to happen.
So Andy Ruiz has the rematch against Deontay. No, not Wilder. Anthony Joshua. Yes, yes.
Joshua.
I'm sorry, they're both tall.
It's okay, it's
African
okay, it's
gentlemen.
okay.
But one
What
is
are you trying
from
to say?
here.
That's fucked up.
One is
What
from
you
here,
saying?
and
So
one is from
racist.
England, and there's a difference. One drinks coffee and one drinks tea.
I'm going to
That's
beat
the
that
difference.
Mexican ass and serve him crumpets after I knock him out. That's my best English accent.
Crumpets, huh?
Did he say Mexican ass? And
I said English accent. I'm going to drink some tea while I knock that Mexican man out and then eat some crumpets and say hello to Mary Poppins. Chip, chip, cheerio. I'm going to knock your...
He wonders why he's on the couch more often than he's on the mic.
Okay.
We love Joe. God bless you, Joe.
I try my best.
Yeah,
man.
you're damn handsome. Look at that outfit.
I know. I got it at the
Right.
local 5 for
is-
10 store.
That is an Italian
5 for
tablecloth.
10. What
with
is
buttons.
this? What's a 5 for 10?
The local hood shots, man. You go to, it says 5 for 10. They have t-shirts, right? Then you go in.
Where
and
Adam lives, they call it Fallas. Paredes.
No,
fellas,
man, I
they call it
don't do
fellas,
that.
right, fellas?
I got a fucking hot topic. What the fuck are you
You
guys
buy
talking
these
about?
shirts for like $10, you know, and they have like different patterns, like gray, black, red, green, and
I shop at Hot Topic clearance section all day. But anywho,
that's where we get the cholo gear.
Cholo.
Cholo. ¿Qué pasó?
chorizo?
Han Cholo. Han Cholo.
I'm hunting Juan Cholo.
Arturito. Arturito? That means little Arturo, right? Arturito. Han Cholo.
But back to the fight. Back to this Andy Ruiz. I mean, he's been training really hard.
Chewy. Chewy's Mexican. Chewbacca. Chewy.
You know, the guy's
Right?
guy's ready to kick some ass. I mean, he looks like he's in better shape than when he was in the beginning of this first fight.
And I mean, this is going down in Saudi Arabia, yes?
Saudi. No, UAE.
UAE.
I don't know. Robert, where's the boxing fight? Abu Dhabi? That's UAE. United Arab Emirates.
Yep.
Damn, that's a different weather change out there.
How do you know? Been there?
I'm just
You
telling
don't
you.
fight in the sand?
I'm not saying they're fighting in the sand, just the heat.
You don't like the heat?
I like the heat.
Is
you
it
know.
hot in Lake Forest?
No, it's not. It's very cold right now because we live next to the Saddleback Mountains and the freaking snow's up there. Oh my God.
Really?
Is that the Saddleback or the Brokeback?
Uh-oh.
No?
I can show you some Brokeback, dog.
Whoa.
I'm good.
He said it earlier. I can't quit you, Woods.
I ain't queer.
I have no idea what the
Can't
fuck
quit
this
you,
is.
Woods.
I ain't queer. That's part of the movie. You got to watch the movie,
That's
Brokeback
right.
Mountain.
He's a son of a digger.
Your son of
A grave digger.
Dude, I'm gonna order that shirt online from Monster Jam. Son of a digger. I can't
Suva.
believe
Son
that
Uva.
they're getting
And
away
I
with that.
want you to go to. Well, I mean, who's the target demographic?
I mean, I
Not
like
Compton.
I like
not
wa-
Watts.
No, hold on, no. Time out. When I went to my last Monster Truck show in Anaheim, there was a lot of people like you and me in the audience.
What does
I
that
kid
mean?
you not.
Describe that to us so we know what that looks like if we can't see.
Well, it's
You
not.
and
It's
me and the entire. I thought he was
it
quoting
pretty much
Michael
the audience
Jackson.
smelled like 3 flowers and cocoa butter.
Because we are the epitome of being a Choco Taco today, with
I have.
Joey and I being the taco shell and some chocolate ice cream in the middle. Choco Taco.
I
in the
mean,
house.
I don't.
We can make it a Hawaiian chocolate taco. Add a little pineapple in the back.
That's not a little pineapple.
I mean, I'm.
That's a very large pineapple. Right?
I mean, here's the thing. Okay, so
That's a
when I
pineapple
was
upside down cake.
when I was growing up, in San Francisco, there was a
You grew up in
3-hour
San
block.
Francisco?
Yeah, man.
That explains
I was born in San
everything.
Francisco.
I did not know this.
Were you the treat over there?
Anyway,
I did not know you grew up in San Francisco.
I was born in San
I
Francisco.
thought you were born in Suva.
No.
Or Viti
Yeah.
Levu.
Anyway,
Viti Levu.
okay.
Oh,
Right?
All right. That is a village. Anyway,
It is.
so there was a 3-hour block. The 3-hour block was Monster Jam, American Gladiators, and WWF Superstars. So I mean, I gravitated more to Superstars, but like, what if I had gone the fucking route of the son of a digger? Like, what the fuck would that be? What would that look
well, that's a
like?
brand new truck. He just came out. I think how many years? About probably 3 or 4 years
That
ago.
means he's got a lot of life left in him. right?
Yeah, because he's powered by the diggers. Okay.
Oh Lord.
I never, you know what? Adam does not say that word, so I'm glad that he's saying digger tonight. Because
Yeah, no.
he
man,
will. He
I
will stab
refrain-
you in the neck.
I
Damn,
attest
Monster
anybody
Jam.
that
Yeah.
uses the N word in any.
We don't use that. We,
We
didn't
don't
even
use
refer
it.
to it. Go figure.
Yeah,
Yeah, who are you
There we
talking
go.
to?
We're a little bigger.
Digger.
yeah. So,
Don't lose your trigger.
anyway- oh gosh.
Did you lick her? Walking around looking like a
Oh,
digger.
okay.
I was
I
gonna
think
say
it came full circle there. All right. So, in other
about
news.
to pull the trigger.
Oh Jesus.
He won't get away from it.
G's ass.
Speaking of
G's
G's
ass? Oh, G.
Where is G's ass?
Yeah, absolutely.
Where's G?
Is that home?
Oh, G, if you're watching this show, you need to get to the studio because Robert misses you.
No, we hung out today.
Oh, you did hang out today? Okay, well,
Oh, that's nice.
I like that.
He helped me on my errands.
Like it. Anyway, so we're back to the Gym Crashers. Special shout out to
You've
Sean
always
Lerma
been here.
being here in house.
Oh, Rob, damn, we're almost done here. Well, let me give a big shout out to all of our sponsors.
Yeah, I almost did it, but I got tongue tied.
Well, we're getting new sponsors, but the main sponsor I want to give a big shout out to.
Big-
That's all, folks. Is Our Life CBD. Sean's in the house. Hey, do we got any samples? You ready to catch us this time, brother?
Catch it with. Throw the biggest bottle you have.
throw that chalupa bottle, whatever it's called.
Do not have.
Well, throw some Tapatio.
Yeah, throw some Tapatio.
Tapatio.
They haven't made
Have you ever tapped a Tio?
Oh, jeez.
a teal.
Yes, your uncle.
Anyway, Our
If your
Life
uncle was
CBD's in
stuck
the
on a-
house. Check them out. If you guys want some legit, straight,
Schlegit.
like legit, straight CBD products, hit him up. Look at his website. The stuff's worth it
Our Life CBD all day.
every day.
He puts the
Don't
C
believe in all
in
that fake
BD.
shit that's out there right now. That's watered down and
This shit is pure.
his shit's pure. Believe me, I've tasted it and 100% good.
Mustache wax.
Yeah, they should make some mustache wax CBD. That'd be
They do. Sean's got all kind of product for you. He can even apply it. It's all over your shirt, Joe. Who's watching, Joe?
It kind
Anybody
of is.
cool?
Oh, let's see anybody watching before we close out the show here, guys.
Say
close.
what up to our peeps.
Can close.
Hold on, let's see. Hold on, let's check it out real quick.
I'm getting out of here because
Dominguez from the Punchline.
James Dominguez from the Punchline. One day we're gonna
Wrestling California.
Is this
Wrestling
when you-
California. We did talk about them earlier, but James Dominguez, man, if you guys look up James Dominguez on Instagram, be prepared. He's the epitome in the living
Who's that?
He-Man,
Du-
master of
Du-
the universe. The man is ripped,
Lei Wu.
bulging.
Who's ripped and bulging?
Yeah,
James
Leia Wu.
Dominguez,
Who's
man,
Leia
is
Wu?
buff.
What's up, Leia Wu?
Leia Wu? Who Leia Wu?
Do Leia Wu.
Do Leia Wu?
I think she's boxing.
Oh, Leia Wu. Let's be serious.
Trains here.
Oh, hey,
Oh,
hey,
hey, what's
hey,
up?
hey.
Hey,
Hey, what do you say, Leia Wu?
hey.
Kids train here.
Right on. We love
There you
those
go.
kids.
What's his name? Who else? Big shout out again to Johnny Trevino.
Johnny Trevino JT in the house.
We got David Hollow. Oh, I'm going to butcher his last name.
Say it.
David Hollow Waka.
David Kalakaua. He's the ex-king of Hawaii. He was. David Kalakaua. They even named the street after him. Right after Kuhio.
Wow.
So,
Arturo. Arturito. Like the R2D2.
And Luis Tapia.
Louis.
Tap out Tapia.
Yep. Wow.
That's right.
Mindy.
So close, okay, guys. We're getting close to that hour now.
already
So
up an hour.
where can they catch you guys on your social
we got
medias?
fucking 10 minutes.
We
We're
don't.
not
We don't.
We gotta go to Broadway. Dude.
We don't.
Shit, yeah.
We don't.
But really quick hits.
Tell us.
Michelle Watterson's coach hopes that there will be an atomweight UFC division.
Adam
Um,
I doubt it.
Okay, so here's the thing.
I don't like it. I
there has
don't
been-
like it.
Let's go with. Why don't you like it, Donda?
It doesn't seem to fit the atom weight. I don't know. Is that spelled?
Invicta does it.
Is it spelled ADAM? Atom weight?
ATOM, like an atom.
Like Adam, like
Adam Woods
No,
weight?
I think the atom weight needs to be there.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's way too many.
There's too many of those
Light.
skinnies.
No, they're just girls. They just have
Okay.
Smaller bone
Robert says
density.
that the women have smaller bone density and they need to have a lighter weight class.
So okay,
It's like Adam Wood.
What is it? 105, right?
105, 105,
105.
absolutely. And that, I mean, that's the fight. I mean, that's the weight that she was fighting in Invicta at. She can make weight.
Invictus.
Um,
And then I can put my wife in there.
Oh yeah, they can't have weapons.
There you
Your
go.
wife fights with weapons.
Yeah,
It's a
there you
different
go.
sport entirely.
but there you go.
Trust me.
From what I've heard. But so here's the debate, and I want to almost leave you guys with this, right?
The Beatus.
So obviously, most are in opposition of the UFC doing for the men of a title at every 10 pounds, right? And for the women, I think it should replicate Invicta, right?
Yeah, it should.
Right?
Absolutely.
So here's the thing. Would you rather have the belt every 10 pounds, right? Where it should be? Boxing has it. Boxing actually has it a little bit less than that,
Yeah.
like 5 to 7 pounds, right?
Exactly. It's 7.
Or would you like to see more interim titles?
I'd like to see every 7 pounds.
Joey?
Joey'd like to go see Gravedigger.
No, I'm with Dondo. Same thing.
Every 10 pounds?
7.
I agree. This is a unanimous, I guess,
Because
decision here.
there's just too many belts out there. It's just crazy.
But
25, 35, 45, 55, 75, 85, 95,
Right.
205,
205.
and then one I say 225,
Robert
So
just
like a
counted
super
in
heavyweight?
increments of 10.
225, 265.
Super heavyweight.
Yeah.
Absolute.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And here's the thing. To me, if you're think about titles, right?
Yes.
Titles are supposed to be the representation. They're supposed to display whatever promotion you are, the best that your promotion has to offer, whether that be fighting, pro wrestling, what have you. I personally hate shitty design belts. So
I could tell.
i.e.
No
UFC's
hubcaps for this
dinner-
guy.
Yeah, dinner plate fucking championship.
It's all about the
whatever.
24-inch
I like the old
dubs.
one, not the new one. But if that's the centerpiece, right? I think you devalue your brand when you do a interim title, and when you strip people like Tony Ferguson of that interim title. Like, what does the title really mean? So I am totally in favor of a belt every 10 pounds, because obviously you're going to get closer to one championship where they have healthy fighters, right? Hydration tests, maybe, right? But you're going to see the best fights at those divisions that you could possibly do. And the likelihood of having double or triple champions are going to be a lot more to some extent. But I think it creates more value having more equal title challengers than having interim titles.
I think you hit the nail on the head.
What say you?
What say you, Bull? I think he's confused. He normally
No,
talks
I'm
about
not confused.
wrestling.
I mean, I'm listening to what you're saying, but I'm sticking with my same deal. Like I said, I'd rather have just one belt per weight. Not like, I mean, you have too many fighters. I mean, these belts get confusing sometimes. I mean, you have
Absolutely.
one fighter that has like total of like 5 belts, and when I'm like, okay, well, what does that mean?
Absolutely.
I get it, but it's
agree.
like, let's just drop it down to one belt only.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yep.
So everybody can understand the whole situation.
That works.
Yeah, so I think that's it. So more belts, less shitty looking belts.
Bring us out of here, Robert. What do you got to say?
I don't think the biggest problem is more weight classes to stop those interim belts. Interim belts are there to sell main events, to purposely have 5 rounds and have it justified. Just because we have more weight classes means we're going to have more interim belts because it's injuries. I get it. Weight classes might, instead of 15, 10 pounds, people might not get injured, but people are going to get injured no matter what. This is a fight
Hard
sport.
yeah.
People get injured all kinds of ways. I cut my finger off here. So, I mean, and I wasn't expecting that.
Look
so,
at that. His finger did fall off.
So anything can happen. So I don't think more weight classes will prevent the interim belts. They're still going to have them. But I think other fighters would have better places and do a little better, I think. I think some of the 15-pound gaps are hard between 205 and 55. I think those
Absolutely.
15-pound jumps for some people is
Wow.
a little too much.
Thank you, Robert.
And I'm actually calling out to Dana White and the UFC. If you think that belt every 10 pounds is kind of laughable, Well, it's your job to promote your champions, no matter what they are. So if you're saying like you need a belt to create the mystique or whatever, and you have to create an interim belt for it, I think it's your job as the promoter. That's what you are, first and foremost, promoting your champions.
But on the other hand, having more classes means there's more belts, which means you can actually get people more rest time when they're injured because you have other belts to put on. So that does help out
Look
a
at
little
this. A very scientific Robert Simonson. I like
Wow.
that. Anyways,
Very impressed.
talk about your social media and get us out of here. Bring us out, Joe.
My social media here is Joey the Bull Santana, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok
TikTok.
and
What is
Snapchat.
that? What is TikTok?
That's that Kesha song that all the kids are.
I don't know what that is.
What about you, Mr. Woods, son of?
Son of a...
I'll kid you. I already showed a Monster Jam has a truck called Son of a Digger, and it's so damn true.
Say something so I don't have to follow that, please.
John Dondo on Facebook. Dondo the Gym Crasher on Instagram. Adam Woods.
I'm according to Woods on everything. The Book of Face with the Tube of Views and the Gram of Instant Gratification. Even on the
What is
snappy
that?
chatty thingies. I've got one of those too. So according to Woods on everything.
Yes. Check us
Monster
out on the
Jam.
Free Admission Media channel.
Yeah,
And Free
absolutely.
Admission Instagram
Like,
is
share,
Robert.
And subscribe. This and
Our Life
a lot of other
CBD,
cool shit.
Delo
Much
Jiu-Jitsu.
like the Gym Crashers or the Royal Rumble. I
That's
should
it.
say.
Coming up
The
next,
Royal
and don't forget to catch us next week, same time, 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time here on Facebook, YouTube, Free Admission. Coming up next is the Royal Ramble with Jonathan Mellis at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time.
A new
Standard.
hat, a new time.
Pacific.
Pacific.
We're Pacifically standard.
Yeah, do your catchphrase. Come on.
Throw something at him.
No, this is catchphrase.
Son of a digger.
Oh, oogity boogity.
Oh,
So you see what he says too.
pulled out the word.